you're not going to believe me, and I need you to remember what I'm saying.
This thing, it's gonna follow you. Somebody gave it to me, and I passed it to you.
Welcome everybody to another Native Thoughts movie review. This time another movie review, like I just said, movie review. Native Thoughts, real quick, if you're watching this video, you can also listen to the audio version of it exactly as you're watching, exactly as you're listening to it on SoundCloud, Native Thoughts SoundCloud. Or if you're listening to this audio, you can watch the video version on YouTube, Native Thoughts. Movie review, everybody. This time a horror movie. I love horror movies. I grew up watching horror movies, 80s, 90s, or late 2000s, not the great ones. But this time it's called It Follows. And It Follows is directed by David Robert Mitchell. And David Robert Mitchell just done one movie called The Myth of the American Sleepover, I believe. And in this movie, pretty much, how do you say it? Jamie, I believe that's her name, right? I believe it's called Jamie. Jane has a one-night stand with the guy she is going out. He kidnaps her.
No, it's not a one-night stand.
It's more almost like a
She's going out, he's going out with her, and they're like each other, because even the sister at one point.
Yeah, just kidding.
Oh, I was like, no?
No, yes. But it is like a one-night stand in the vein of what he does.
Oh, okay, yeah,
It is a one-night stand.
Yeah.
No, but you do have a point. They do go out. The movie starts off with like a really creepy scene. And they are going out. They have a sort of, let's just say they have sex on one of their date nights. The only time they have sex. They have it. He chloroforms her. He ties her up, tells her, listen up, because these are some rules you have to do. Only you can see this, and it's gonna follow you. It's very slow, but it's still gonna catch up to you. The only way you can
You're the only one that's able to see it.
That's the only one.
And him.
Yeah, and him. And the guy whoever gave it to you.
Or the girl.
And girl, whoever. And the only way you can get rid of it for a while, for a limited time only, is pass it on, have sex with someone else, and it passes on to them. But if it catches them, the guy or girl who you give it to, it catches them, it kills them, it's going back to you. And if it kills her, if it killed Jane, it goes back to him who gave it to her.
Yeah.
That's the plot. I don't want to give away too much about this plot because the movie is what it is. Also, I've been saying that lately. The movie is a movie that is nothing but an homage to the 80s horror movies of John Carpenter. It's so 80s. If you knew 80s movie, if you listen to 80s horror soundtrack, you would totally be like, oh, this is an 80s movie. And it is entertaining. It's very visual. It's more of a small town. And what I really liked about it a lot is that it hits the facts like, is this in the 80s or is this in the 90s? Because they don't have a lot of electronics. They have some old twisted down knob that you have to turn on the TV, black and white antennas.
Oh yeah, even their TV alone is like super old.
It's very, very. But I mean, the thing is that the movie tells you that they're in a small town. It's a really small town. They don't have a lot of stuff. You know, it's very small enclosure because they do dress like new people nowadays. You know, they dress very hipster.
No, really, yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I mean the girl has some.
No, because the guy's like wearing a.
He's wearing like a leather jacket.
No, he's not wearing a leather jacket. It's like those puffy.
Yeah.
Like those puffy, like old school jackets.
Yeah.
So they dress like in their time.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like it's more hipster in their time, but then they're always in their in a different area. But as I'm saying, like it's more of a small town. It's more of a it feels like it's in the 80s, but it's not. We know it's in the real time. But the horror comes with just the creepiness of it. It's just the way the camera work follows it and follows the characters, you know?
And it's scary. Like, because you're...
Wait, before I cut you off, is it scary in the way that it's jump scares? Or is it creepy? Or is it tension? Because there's people... We have a big thing to say about the movie when we saw it with the audience. You know? I mean, is it scary like that? Or is it scary like oh shit?
It's like scary like, oh shit.
Yeah, because here's the thing. They're promoting like crazy in which is a Conjuring or Insidious. It's not that, people. It's not a jump scare. There's nothing gonna pop up in front of you and be like, woo.
It's more like suspense.
It's more suspense. That's what it is.
Yeah, there you go.
It builds tension. It builds creepy. It has a lot of creep factor to it. You know, most movies don't do that nowadays. Most horror movies don't do that nowadays. But as you were saying, like, yeah, it is scary. I found it scary.
It's scary because obviously, well, like we said, you're the only one that could see it, and when she's hanging out with her friends, they can't see it.
Yeah.
But it's scary because like you know you'll see the thing trying like starting to as it walks towards it's starting to walk towards her, and you're like, oh my god, turn around.
It's one of those
And
movies
it's
where-
really scary.
When
Like
you do talk to the character and you're saying, "Bitch, turn around," and fuck, dude, like turn around.
like it's gonna get you. Come
yeah, it is a
on.
movie where you talk to the characters, and the only thing I could say that as soon as you walk out, it does build like a thought of it, like just the thought of this, like the sexual transmitted disease of ghosts. You know?
Oh yeah.
Like the herpes of killing people, you know, shit like that, you know. If herpes already attached to you, this person attached to you because it's gonna kill you. You know, herpes don't kill you, but shit, this does. But you know, and again, what we were saying, like the audience that we saw, most of the audience that we saw were laughing at it, but they can't say that they weren't scared because most of the time I heard a lot of people really into like oh shit, like you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
The problem is with this movie is that it is an indie movie. It's in vein of Drive, and it's very stylish camera works, fluorescent light in the background. The music is a lot like John Carpenter. If you see movies like You're Next or The Guest, where they use that Casio piano, you know, if you remember those movies that they use very like dun, 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 like stuff like that, you know, it has a lot of that, and I feel like regular audience are not gonna understand that, you know. And I feel like this movie, my biggest disappointment of this movie is that it could have been its own without being so much of an homage, you know. Without that music, would have probably done better with audience, and without too much visuals, because the visuals are what saves this movie, because there's some nice camera works, the way the camera works around all when they're having a conversation in the background, way in the background you see something walking creepy, you know. But it is a movie where you do pay with details. A lot of details are in this movie. If you listen to the background, if you pay attention to the background, there's always stuff that's going to come back later on, you know. And
Oh yeah, too. And this thing isn't like a ghost.
yeah, it's not a ghost.
It's not a ghost where it can just walk through walls and everything. It literally has to find a way. Like
Yeah.
if you're inside a house, it has to find its way inside. It can't just go through the wall or anything.
It
But
takes-
no one else can see it.
Yeah.
So
It takes
they'll
place-
just hear like psh,
It
or
takes
whatever.
place as a person. It could be as someone you love, or someone you care about,
Just
someone,
some random.
just someone you just don't really know. Really, you know, just it takes place at any shape or any form. And like I said, like, did you like it? I mean, to
It was
finish
good.
this- Yeah, I liked it a lot.
It was good.
I want to go back and see it again. It's a
Like
movie
you
that
said, it is like after you walk out, it's like, oh my god, like imagine this was like real, like
yeah,
it's crazy.
builds
And
a
then
lot
like
of thought.
it's just that I don't want to get away.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, would you raise people see it at home or see it at the movies? Because like I said, like I'm saying, the natural audience don't understand half of this, you know. I would say probably at home, because
yeah.
I like that at the movies because there's a lot of nice things to see. In the dark, it feels more creepy, you know. Much respect to the director, I feel like I want to see him do more scary stuff, you know. Not in vain of this, but more of his own. You would say rent it or?
Yeah, probably just watch it at home too.
Yeah. Well, everybody that's like I said, if follows, I recommend it. I say rent it. She says rent it.
Oh look, it didn't do bad. Critic score at least 95,
Yeah, no, it's great. It's
and
a great
then
movie.
user score is 67. But it's just that all depends on the person. But yeah.
Everybody, this is a Native Thoughts review. You can listen to us on SoundCloud. You can watch this same audio. You can listen to the same video on YouTube or on SoundCloud. Doesn't matter. Good night, everybody. Have
Bye.
a nice night.